As you can see from my shirt, I'm a Welshman. Cymru, Wales. Very proud to be Welsh. Here's a Welsh joke about the English. That's what we do, we tell jokes about the English. There was an Englishman, a Welshman, and a Pakistani. There you see, there's some edge in this joke already. The introduction of a Pakistani has made you think this joke could be racist. Wait and see, it's not. Well, it is, but not at the expense of the Pakistani. There's a Welshman, an Englishman and a Pakistani in a hospital waiting room. And they are expectant fathers. Their wives are just giving birth at the same time. And they're pacing around, walking up and down, side to side, looking at their watches, thinking, come on, this is taking hours. I'll just tell you a little aside, my first child took 14 hours. My second one came out like a bar of soap. Fantastic. Seconds. Anyway, let's go back to the joke. Englishman and Welshman and a Pakistani in a hospital waiting room, waiting for the birth of their first child. They're very nervous, as you can expect. And the doctor comes out and says, I'm terribly sorry, there's been a mistake. We don't know which is which. And instead of thinking, well, I'll contact my lawyer and sue this hospital for thousands of pounds, they come to an arrangement. And the Welshman, of course, being Welsh, goes in first and says, look, I'll go in first and I'll just know which baby's mine. Anyway, the Welshman goes in and he comes out with what is clearly the Pakistani baby. And the Pakistani says, well, just a minute, I think that's mine. And the Welshman says, I'm sorry, but one of the two in there is English, I'm not taking any chances. As you can see, we're not keen on the English. I'm sorry, Ken. Nothing personal there, boy. I'm sure you're not. You love the cold Welsh accent, don't you? Okay, I'll tell you a joke about the Scots as well. Because we're here for, you know, I'm doing 5 minutes while the boy has a rest. He's a wonderful musician, by the way. Okay, a Scotsman wakes up in a hospital bed. He's coming round from an operation. He's in a terrible state. And the doctor comes and says, Mr. McTaggart, I've got some good news and some bad news. What do you want to hear first? And he says, give me the bad news first. Give me the bad news first, doctor. And the doctor says, well, I'm afraid we have to cut off both your legs. Oh, God. No. What's the good news? Well, the man in the next bed wants to buy your shoes. Sorry about that. An Irish joke, one Irish joke? Well, why not? You know, let's be fair. Let's have a joke about the Welsh, the Irish, the English, and the Scots. An Irish joke. It's an Englishman driving his car in the west of Ireland. He's driving around and he gets lost. He's in his Jaguar with his lovely leather driving gloves, open top, you know. He's driving around the west of Ireland. And he gets lost. And he stops at a crossroads and he doesn't know which way to go. And he sees a man on the top of a hill miles away. Miles away. Miles away. And he thinks, well, you know, and he beckons to the man to come. And there's no movement at all. So, oh God, I've got to get out of the car. He gets out of the car, jumps over a wall, rips his trousers. And then 10 seconds later, he's in the middle of a bog up to his knees in mud. And he thinks, oh God, stay to me. After 2 hours, he reaches the top of the hill and says, excuse me, sir, could you tell me the way to Tralee? And the Irishman scratches his head and says, well, yeah, it could be that way, but I think it might be that way, but I'm not sure it could be that way as well. And you could always go that way. But in reality, I'm not sure, because I don't really know. Sorry. So the Englishman walks back to his Jaguar, through the bog, over the fence. He rips his trousers again and gets back to the car. And suddenly he hears a whistle. I can't whistle. He hears a whistle, and there's two men on the hill, and the guy's going, come back, come back, come back. So he goes over the wall again, and he goes through the bog, and he goes up the hill, and he scratches his trousers, and he rips his clothes, and he gets to the top of the hill, and the Irishman says, "This is my friend," and he doesn't know either. All right, I'm going to finish with one little story, which was told to me. My son told me this story. I quite like it, actually. It's all about a young man who grows up in a very poor family in the East End of London. He's very, very poor. He has no Christmas presents, nothing. And then at the age of 7, his parents find enough money to buy him a toy tractor. And the little boy loves the tractor. He thinks, "Oh, this tractor is so great." He takes the tractor to bed with him. He sleeps with the tractor. And as the years go by, he gets more and more interested in tractors. He buys posters of tractors. He has lots of tractor toys. He buys Tractor Monthly magazine. He buys all kinds of things associated with tractors. And one day when he's 17 years old, his parents say, "We're going on holiday to the country. We've saved enough money to go and stay in a caravan in Devon, in the West Country. Isn't that fantastic?" And he says, "Will I see tractors?" "Of course you will. We're going to the West Country. There's tractors." And he's so excited, and they drive all the way down to Devon, and they reach this caravan park. And as soon as he throws his suitcase into the caravan, he runs into the fields, and he sees a tractor. It's a tractor. There's a tractor driving up and down this field, ploughing. And he leans on the gate watching, and the tractor stops and says, "Are you okay, young man?" He said, "Oh, I'm just admiring your tractor. I love tractors." And the tractor driver says, "Would you like to drive my tractor?" And he says, "I'd love to drive your tractor. I'd so love to drive your tractor. It will be the best thing in my whole life." So the boy sits in the tractor and he starts to drive. And he's going around the field and he's going, "I'm driving a tractor. This is incredible. I'm driving a tractor." And he says, "How does it stop? How does it? And he's projected through the air and lands up to his neck in a huge pool of pig shit. Sorry about the language. I didn't mean that. He goes back to the caravan and says, "Can we go home?" They go back to London. He tears down all the posters. He throws all the tractors in the bin. He says, "I never want to see another tractor in my life. I hate tractors." And like all good Englishmen, especially when they're 16 or 17 years old, to forget his troubles, he goes to the pub. Goes into the pub, and I've got a Birmingham accent all of a sudden. I don't know where that's come from. He goes into the pub, and it's full of smoke. And he goes, "I'll have a pint of lager, it's smoky in here." And the barman says, "Yes, it's very smoky, the fan isn't working." He says, "Just a minute, I've got a very good solution," the boy says. And he goes to the window, and goes, and the barman says, "That's fantastic, how did you do that?" And he says, "Well, I am an ex-tractor fan." Thank you very much, you've been very good.
Just a castaway, an island lost at sea. Another lonely day, no one be but me. More the start. Only hope will keep me together. Love can mend your life, but love can break your heart. I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in the bottle. Message in the bottle, yeah. Walk out this morning, don't believe what I saw. 100 billion bottles washed up on the shore. Seems I'm not alone and being alone. 100 billion castaways looking for a home. I send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in the bottle. Message in the bottle, yeah. Sending out an SOS. 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 Sending out an SOS.
Da su meni 22. Molim? 127 minuta, ali neće baterija toliko izdržati.
It's a Great Lakes song from the Emerson Lake and Palmer period, 1971. I carry the dust from a journey that cannot be shaken away. Here it lives deep within me, for I breathe it every day. You and I are my yesterday's answers. The earth of the past come to flesh. It's rotted by time's rivers to the shapes we now possess. breath and my substance, and meaning of our streams and our tides. Here in breath, infinite moments,